Most of us were never taught how to be with ourselves when things are hard. We were taught to talk ourselves out of our feelings, to minimize or ignore them, or to judge them as bad, wrong, or weak as we try to push through and keep going. Somewhere along the way, many of us learned that being a quote unquote good person means not needing too much, not feeling too much, and not really acknowledging what hurts inside. But today we're going to practice a new pattern. We're going to learn how to hold space for ourselves instead of abandoning ourselves when things feel hard. So, holding space for yourself means creating a compassionate, non judgmental, and supportive inner environment where you can fully acknowledge and be with your emotions, sensations, and experiences. It's a kind process of deeply listening to and honoring your feelings, acknowledging and validating your needs, and bringing the full depth and breadth of your capacity for love inward toward yourself. And in today's meditation to hold space for yourself, we're going to begin by connecting with our hearts as an inner source of wisdom and care. We'll anchor into that tangible, intelligent source of compassion right in the center of our chests. And from that resourced place, we'll begin to listen to what's really going on inside. This heart-centered connection helps calm the nervous system, soften self-judgment, and create the inner safety that makes real emotional healing possible. And I just really love this practice. It's one of my favorite ones to do inside Somatic Healing Hub because in all of my years doing somatic healing work, I've witnessed again and again that the deepest transformation happens when we begin to turn toward our inner worlds with curiosity and care, rather than trying to fix or override what we're feeling. When we learn how to hold space for our emotions, our sensations, and the parts of us that are hurting, something in our system finally has room to soften and reorganize. And over time, this changes how you relate to yourself. You begin to notice that you're less harsh inside, less quick to override what you're feeling, and more able to stay present with yourself when things are hard or confusing. A different kind of inner relationship starts to take shape, one that's rooted in listening, responsiveness, and care. And that's really what's at the heart of all of my somatic healing work, helping us learn to build relationships with ourselves that feel loving, supportive, safe, and kind. Because that type of inner relationship is what makes deep, embodied healing actually possible. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm Karenna with Hello Inner Light, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm a somatic healing coach who specializes in compassionate, body-centered processing that helps you heal the wounds that are holding you back. So if that's the kind of content you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. And as always, if you'd like a place to keep exploring this work with support and consistency, you can join me in regular live somatic healing practices and get ad-free access to this entire podcast inside Somatic Healing Hub. Somatic Healing Hub is a beautiful, deeply supportive online community filled with the structure, support, and somatic practices to help you actually feel better in your body and create real, lasting change in your life. We don't just talk about nervous system healing here, we practice it together because it's that consistent, lived experience of regulation, showing up again and again in gentle body-centered ways that truly reshapes the nervous system. You can find all of the information in the show notes, and I hope you'll join me there. Now, before we dive into this uninterrupted meditation, here's a quick word from the sponsors that make all this free content possible. Now, let's dive in to this guided meditation to hold space for yourself. So, finding a time and a space where it's safe and comfortable to close your eyes and turn your attention within. Find a position where your body is relaxed and supported. And as your body feels supported, just bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing that you can feel the air moving in and out through your nostrils. Noticing that you can feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, causing your chest and tummy to rise and fall. And on your next breath, gently imagine that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your belly button. Imagining on your next breath that you could gently breathe in through your heart and out through your shoulders on both sides. Gently imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your right ear and out through your left elbow. Breathing in through your left ear and out through your right elbow. And then imagining that you could breathe in through your knees and out through the soles of your feet. And now, just breathing in and out through your heart. And now, as you're breathing in and out through your heart, your imagination is going to call forward a resourcing memory. And a resourcing memory is a memory of any time that you felt connected or relaxed or safe or happy. So it could be like a happy memory or a memory of a time that you were in your favorite place in nature. It could be something as simple as a memory of lying under your favorite blanket as the sunlight came through your window. So just noticing the resourcing memory that your imagination calls forward right now. And your multisensory imagination is just going to take you back into that memory. And you begin to remember it with all of your senses. Remembering the smell of the air and the lighting. Effortlessly remembering what you could hear, what you could see. And what was the nicest part of this resourcing memory? And notice how it feels to recall all of these details. As you bring this memory forward more and more, what is your breath like? And what do you feel in your heart? So breathing in and out through your heart, let your awareness rest with the feeling in your heart that's generated by this memory. And what is that feeling in your heart? How would you describe it? Or what descriptive words would fit? Does this feeling in your heart have a color or a quality? And what else do you notice about this feeling in your heart? Now, as you gently breathe in and out through your heart, this feeling in your heart just draws your awareness. And now your imagination takes your awareness into your heart. You become your heart. You become this color, this quality, this feeling. Gently breathing, you surrender into your heart, and you know what it knows. You feel what it feels. And you even look out through the perspective of your heart. So just noticing how that feels. Noticing what it's like to be your heart. Now, as your heart, you're going to speak. You're just going to let your words come forward. And as your heart, finish the following sentence. What it's like to be me is. So breathing and feeling, surrendering even more and more into your heart, really anchoring yourself into this perspective of your heart. So our hearts are just a huge source of deep intelligence, wisdom, and care that lives within us all the time. And so we can hold space for the other parts of us, the parts that are confused or suffering or struggling, from this inner space of love that exists within our hearts. So continuing to be your heart. And now we're going to draw on this resourced perspective to hold space for another part of ourselves. So bring to mind another part of yourself, maybe a part that wants support, maybe a part that's feeling struggle or confusion. So bring that to mind, whatever it is. And as you bring that struggle or that confusion to mind, your body is going to have a reaction. So notice that reaction in your body. Where do you feel this reaction the most? Is it more on the right or the left? Is it more deep or superficial? How big is it, or how much space does this reaction take up within or around you? Noticing the height, width, thickness, and shape of this reaction in your body. And does this reaction have a color or a quality or an image associated with it? Noticing whatever else you notice about this reaction, and just let this reaction be here. This reaction is how you're really feeling, and there's so much information here when we tune into it in this body-centered way. And now take a few gentle breaths to really anchor into your heart again, to really become that energy of your heart. And look out through the perspective of your heart and look at this reaction. What does your heart know about this reaction? What does your heart know about this struggle or this confusion? And now, ask your heart to hold space for this struggle or this confusion. And just see what naturally happens as I say that. Perhaps your heart can connect with it. Perhaps your heart can witness it with kindness and deep understanding. Perhaps your heart can bring presence or warmth or care to this struggle or this confusion. So just see what naturally happens as your heart begins to connect with this struggle. See what naturally happens as your heart begins to care for and understand what's really going on inside. And as your heart, being your heart, draw a little bit closer to this reaction in your body. Draw a little bit closer to this struggle within. And just see what else wants to happen here. And just let anything else that wants to happen now. And then, whenever you feel ready and in your own timing, your imagination is going to take your awareness out of your heart energy and back into your whole self. Landing back in the wholeness and totality of you. And notice how you feel now. What's shifted within? What looks different now and what feels different now? And what do you understand now that you didn't understand before? And just know that this is all a part of you now. Anything that shifted, any healing, any realizations or shifts in perspective, any shifts in your inner relationship with yourself, they're all a part of you now. They're a part of your heart and your body and your mind, and they'll be with you as you move forward. And now just ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs before we bring this to a close, and listen for any answer that you get. And now, whenever you feel ready, just gently bring some movement back into your relaxed body. Maybe stretching or wiggling or moving your spine in any way that feels good. And just opening your eyes whenever you feel ready. Great work. So I'm curious, how was that guided meditation to hold space for yourself? What was it like to look at your struggle through the perspective of your heart? And how do you feel now? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, if you'd like to take this work even deeper, you can join me in regular live somatic healing practices and get ad-free access to this entire podcast inside Somatic Healing Hub. Somatic Healing Hub is a beautiful, deeply supportive online community for people who want to find their center, quiet their mind, and step off the roller coaster of stress and overwhelm. It's filled with the structure, support, and somatic practices to help you actually feel better in your body and create real change in your life. You can learn more at the link in the show notes, and I hope you'll join me. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and also rate and review it. You could also send this episode to a friend who you think would enjoy it. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.